logged in, and before breakfast, I put my laundry in, got it going. Then what did I do? Oh yes, I went online and uploaded the last video, and I checked my bank account, and then I checked to see if Gail and the tripods were coming, and then I started to get my breakfast ready, and then my laundry was done, and I started getting it hung, and the doorbell rang. So the tripods were here, Gail and tripods were here, and I went out and talked to them. So that's my morning so far. That's my morning so far. I'm hanging laundry. I hang almost all my laundry. It's just, easiest for me. I don't have a dryer because this room has never been, actually we had a dryer here originally. Our dryer was here. But I don't remember what happened to it. But we didn't mind not having a dryer because hanging it is cheaper. Oh yeah, that's true. I have to turn off the, hanging it is cheaper. Air drying our laundry and not running a dryer is much cheaper. So I save that kind of money. I just remember now, because nobody wants, stuff going through my head. I asked if anybody wanted a chest, a big freezer. I have a big freezer downstairs, and it is currently empty because I finally got the last thing that was in there were vegetables, or maybe it was fish, frozen fish. Anyway, I thought that's just wasteful, energy running down there and nothing in there, and I'm not really inclined to put something in there because I don't eat that much. I mean, I have a turkey in my freezer now, and I've got a gazillion, no, not gazillion, but I have a number of packages of frozen fish, and there's still lots of room in my freezer, okay? There's still stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there because Dina put it in. Cooling packs, stuff like that I leave in there because, hey, when you've got a stung finger and it's itching or it's hurting, you want to have something cool. But there don't need to be that many in there, and there are a lot in there. So my freezer is plenty big enough for me. So I don't really need that big chest freezer down there. My daughter said, just pull the plug. Yeah, that makes sense. And last time I looked at it, it needed some minor defrosting. I think it was frosting up because there's nothing in there. And so that is one of the things that I'm doing today, going down to check my water softener, because that salt might be going down, and I don't want it to run out. And check the freezer. Not check the freezer, turn off the freezer. That's my goal now. Turn off the freezer. Because I don't need that down there, but I don't, maybe sometime I'll have a whole bunch of frozen stuff that, well, if I get chicken, if I get chicken, I can find room in my fridge for it, because it does not take up that much room in my fridge. Right, Floyd? It doesn't. Yeah, so Gail is also super tired because they had Thanksgiving yesterday. So there was a lot of standing all day long. We talked about the drive home last night, which I had originally been trying to avoid and trying to get someone to drive me if we were going to have it that late. Turned out to be fine. Drove myself and it was fine. I survived. Yes, I did. Right? I did survive, Floyd. And you guys survived too. I pre-fed them. They were a little surprised to get, they hadn't finished their breakfast yet and I was still piling on food. Like, what's going on here? And I had coffee before breakfast this morning. I'm still working on it. It's actually not doing anything to me, so that's cool. I never have coffee before breakfast. Never. Except when I'm visiting my sister. She always makes coffee. Okay, so there, I didn't put out enough. How was I to know how many I had? Another one. Yeah, I'm right. I still have more. Don't need them, but I have lots of them. So I asked Gail if there was any Aleve left over because I have trouble sleeping at night with the pain from something I did, okay, from the stretching or the whatever the exercises that I do from my physiotherapist. She says drive your elbows into the floor, right? And then do that. So last time I really drove here, and I think I pulled something. Yeah. That's just a thing that I do. I always hurt my neck. Always. When I hurt myself from working out, minor stretching, I always pull my neck. It's just a thing I have. A skill. A skill I have, yeah. An annoying tendency. Another one. Don't have enough of those out. I guess it's been 2 weeks. Last time I did coloreds. Spread these out a bit. And another one. Yeah. See, the bras I don't keep hung in my closet. No, I hang them on hooks on the wall. But when I'm drying them, I hang them on little hangers that I wouldn't use for clothes because they would put Pokemounds in my clothes, right? And but the little hangers I hung on to because they're cool, excellent for Really, this is a bra that confuses my brain. How about we figure that out, okay? There we go. All right. You can go up there. Yeah, so she is going to ask Earl if he has any more leave left over. Because I gave them my leave. Because he hurt himself in a motorcycle accident. I don't know if I told you about that, but he embarrassingly had a motorcycle accident because he was wearing the wrong clothes. He should have been wearing lots of clothes. Pants, not shorts, things like that. Yeah, and he wasn't. And then he went down. Not his fault, but he went down. And yet there's another one. And so he was in some sort of pain. I think I've got a hair in my throat. And she says, we don't have any painkiller anymore. I said, I have a painkiller. What is that on the floor over there? I'll have to check that out. Are we almost done here? Because I'd like to get to hanging these on the rack. These are my anti-Pokemon hangers. Look wonderfully. But the other ones are my old hangers that are too thin and cause Pokemons. I use those for the bras because they don't have any corners. Really? I don't know. So I turn off the water. And then I dry it. Because there's always water left. And if you leave that water drying on its own in there, especially if you close the door, it stinks eventually. A lot of water in there. This keeps the dust. This gets the dust off here because this thing gets covered in dust, of course. All right, there we go. That's all I had to say this morning. Gosh.